About a month ago, I showed you 42 Valorant details that you haven't noticed before. In that video, I went over Valorant Easter eggs, secret agent designs, to cursed Valorant images. I also asked you guys to write more unknown Valorant details in the comments down below, and you guys delivered. There were so many things I missed in that video, so here's a part 2, my friends. Also, quickly before we start, the last video I posted more than 2 weeks ago. Where have I been? I kinda forgot to mention that I was taking a small vacation, sorry for that. I went to a few festivals, and after that my voice was gone. I was probably singing a little too hard during Fred again, but all good. I'm back now, so expect more videos in the coming weeks. Now sit back, relax and enjoy, my friends. When you're on the loading screen and click on KO, his face will do a lot of animations before it goes to his real face. But the cool thing is that when you slow it down, you can actually spot the Riot logo for a split second. A very sneaky Easter egg, Rito Games. Another sneaky Easter egg is this one. At least, I think it's an Easter egg. Just look at this and you'll be the judge. If you go to Tower on Abyss, you can find a machine hanging on the wall. And I don't know about you, but this machine really looks like Among Us. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe this Easter egg is a little bit far-fetched, but in the end, this Among Us reference is next to the vent room, just like the vents in Among Us, you know. And I'm not sure if I'm just getting crazy, but even the Among Us things are inside the vents. This must be a reference, right? They are Among Us. And while we're on Abyss, let's go to B lobby. In last video, I showed that you could find fishies that really look like a gecko ultimate in this aquarium over here. Pretty cool, right? But something I didn't notice back then is that if you look straight up, you also can see some fishies. There is something strange about these fishes though, and that's that they are swimming upside down. Trash, are you okay? You aren't dead, right? I think they drank a little too much water or something. Now take a look at this 5-second montage. I know, my editing skills are really bad. But no worries, I found the perfect app to fix this, and that's the sponsor of this video, Filmora. Filmora is the app for your highlights because it's an editing software with the recording software in one. When you download this app and hop into a Valorant game, you can record your games with only one press on a button. Did you record some highlights? Nice, now it's time to edit them. Even though Filmora is very beginner friendly, you still have tons of advanced features like speed ramping, green screens and motion tracking. And on top of these editing features, there are also a lot of video effects where you can choose from. Take for example the preset templates. You can choose from a lot and within a few seconds you got animations in your videos. But there's more. Filmora isn't just your average editing software. No, my friends. Just take a listen at the song you hear in the background. This song is actually made within Filmora with their copyright-free AI song generator. It's actually insane that this is possible. You just select the mood, the theme, the genre, and look at that. You now got a few AI generated songs. And this is just one of their AI features. There's also text to video, AI images, AI stickers and way more. So what I would say, just try it out yourself with the link in the description. That's a free version, so why not try it out today? And now let's continue the video. Will you get very close to ISO? Nah, not like that, a little closer. Whoa! Yes, exactly like that. And then look inside the eyes of ISO. You might notice that his iris has a strange shape. Well, my friends, this shape is exactly the same as his ultimate ability. And it's also the same shape as his Q ability. Just look at the slow motion clip. A very small detail, but pretty cool. And while we're talking about character models, let's take a look at the Brimstone model. If you look really close, you'll actually notice that there's a gap in his body. You can just look straight through Brimstone. I didn't know Brimstone was made out of air. He's secretly a balloon. Another cool detail about Brimstone is that you can find a 1 on his body. The reason for it being there is probably because he's the first agent of the protocol, agent number 1, so it only makes sense that there's a number 1 on his body. Now let's go back to Abyss and fly up for some things that I didn't notice before. There are some Easter eggs where I just flew by and I completely didn't see them until you guys typed it in the comments. The first one is over here on this rock. If you go to the tip of the middle rock on Abyss, you can actually find the tacti bear over there. This must be the highest tacti bear in the game, even higher than Snoop Dogg, so shout out for pointing this one out. But now let's go even higher. Higher than the tacti bear, all the way in the sky. I will speed this clip up, and the higher we go, the more a certain shape forms. Do you see it already? From the sky, Abyss looks a little bit like a heart. What do you think? Is this one far-fetched? Or did Riot Games did this on purpose? I have no idea, to be honest, but it's a pretty cool thing. Another detail a lot of you guys probably didn't notice before is that cave over there on Abyss. And there's a reason for that, because when this map just came out, that cave was actually closed. It only got opened recently, a few weeks ago, and now you can see some metallic tentacles coming out. In the middle, something that looks like a flower that is trapped or something. And the scariest part, wow, a bunny with a knife! A pretty cool Easter egg. Maybe it's a teaser for a new agent or something. Now let's talk about the Kuronami skin line. As you probably might have guessed, my Japanese is not very good, because I'm from the Netherlands, you know. But apparently Kuro and Nami are two Japanese words, and when you translate it, you get get dark and wave. HMP thinks this is the reason for the rainy and watery aesthetic, and I agree with him. Thanks for the insights, man. You were also the top comment after the pin on last video, so you won the battle pass, my friend. Congrats! Either contact me on Discord through the Discord server, or type your name in the comments and I'll give you your prize. Let's move on. Did you ever notice that every agent has different footsteps? Don't believe me? Take a listen. I know, the difference is very small, but there is a difference. That's a pretty cool detail that probably a lot of you guys never noticed before. Will this be useful during a game? Definitely not, but it's cool to know, I guess. Another detail you probably not have noticed before is about nail polish. This is a topic where I never would have guessed I would be talking about when I started YouTube, but there's a cool Easter egg with the nails of the agents. And that's that the nails of most female agents say something about the character of that agent. Take Fade for example. Her nails are actually fading from light to dark. A pretty smart detail, Rito Games. Then you have Jet for example, those are cleanly polished, but the most fun one in my opinion is those of Raze. Those nails are chipped, probably from all the tinkering she does. Big thanks for pointing this one out. On Split there are screens with the dark background and blue text. Cool, right? But did you know that if you get very close to the text, you actually just see the red, green and blue colors? I know, pretty useless information, but on the other hand, it's also pretty cool that Riot Games implemented this. They didn't have to do this, but because of it, the screens look more like screens. Very nice. Did you ever hear the voice line of Sage when she revives another Sage or herself? When she does that, she says this.
So that's what it feels like.
Okay, MrLowlander, that's it? Is that the fact? Of course not, there's more. The reason I'm showing you this is because it's the same voice line as a character in Overwatch. When the character Mercy damage boosts another Mercy in a custom game, she says the same thing.
So that's what it feels like.
And now the Sage quote.
So that's what it feels like.
A pretty cool connection between two healers. In Agent Select there are two agents that are using a gun in their animation. First one is ISO, he's holding a regular classic. But did you ever notice that Deadlock is actually holding a skin? And this particular skin really looks like an Endeavor Phantom. There's one problem though. The Endeavor Phantom doesn't exist in game. You only have an Endeavor Vandal. So for this one I need your help. Does this skin exist in game? Or is it a unique skin that only Deadlock has? I need to know. Did you ever notice that if you're holding Dizzy for a while, he will give you a nod? Just like he's saying, yo, throw me then mate. Plus 100 aura for Dizzy, man. As you probably know by now, because I showed it in last video, is that when you hop into an Haven game, you can find orange boxes on C side. This is still the case. However, on Bind, they updated the picture so you now see green boxes instead of orange boxes. I honestly have no idea when they updated this, because in last video I showed that those were orange, but apparently they are green now. So maybe one day in the future, Rito Games will update the loading screen of Haven, so those C boxes are green too. Let's move on now. In last episode I've talked about the feet of Fate. When she dies, you can find cat paws underneath her feet. In that video I said that this is one of the most random things in the game, but you guys came with some theories, and I wanted to share them in this video because they might actually have a point. So, why does Fate has cat paws underneath her feet? First reason, according to the lore, Fate is Turkish, and apparently cats play a big role in Turkish culture. They roam the streets over there and everybody takes care of them. So maybe she's just a big cat lover. Second theory, the agent design of Fate is inspired by the cat breed Fun Cat. This cat breed is known for having two different eye colors, and so does Fate. Or the third reason, according to the lore, she's a bounty hunter, and because of her cat paws, she can disguise her footprints. I have no idea which theory is right, but it could be a combination of all of them. And while we're talking about cats, we're still trying to reach more subscribers than Little Love, the ultimate cat channel that we just have to beat. So if you didn't already, feel free to subscribe, and with your help we might grow bigger, my friends. This is the end of the video. I hope you learned something new. If you didn't watch episode 1 already, you can click on the video on the left. Thank you for watching, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.